Why read Quran? Part 38. Encouragement of charity frequently mentions the importance of giving to those in need. Point 1. Core pillar of Islam, Zakat. Charity is institutionalized as one of the 5 pillars of Islam, known as Zakat, which mandates that eligible Muslims give a portion of their wealth to help the needy. Reading verses about Zakat reinforces its importance and cultivates a sense of duty to assist those in financial need. This passage emphasizes the importance of charity in Islam, particularly through the practice of Zakat, one of the 5 pillars of Islam. Zakat is a mandatory charitable contribution that Muslims must give a portion of their wealth to help those in need. By reading verses about Zakat, Muslims are reminded of their duty to assist others and cultivate a sense of compassion and generosity. Point 2. Reward and spiritual merit. The Quran highlights the spiritual rewards for giving charity, motivating believers to be generous. Verses such as, "The example of those who spend their wealth in the way of Allah is like a seed of grain, which grows 7 spikes. In every spike is 100 grains, Quran 2-261. Inspire people to give generously with faith in the multiplied blessings they will receive." This point elaborates on the Islamic concept of charity by highlighting the spiritual rewards associated with giving. The Quran emphasizes that acts of charity are not only beneficial to the recipients, but also bring significant spiritual rewards to the giver. The verse cited in the passage illustrates this concept by comparing charitable giving to a seed that multiplies into 7 spikes, each with 100 grains. This metaphor symbolizes the idea that a small act of charity can yield immense blessings and rewards in both this life and the afterlife. By understanding the spiritual benefits of giving, Muslims are motivated to be generous and to share their wealth with those in need, fostering a sense of compassion and empathy. Point 3. Purification of wealth and soul. Charity is not merely a financial obligation, but a means to purify one's wealth and soul from greed and selfishness. The Quran emphasizes that giving willingly helps cleanse hearts, promotes humility, and cultivates empathy for the less fortunate. This point delves deeper into the spiritual significance of charity in Islam. It highlights that giving is not just a duty to fulfill, but a powerful tool for personal purification. By giving willingly, Muslims can cleanse their wealth from ill-gotten gains and purify their souls from greed and selfishness. This act of generosity helps to cultivate humility, empathy, and compassion for those less fortunate. The Quran emphasizes the transformative power of charity, stating that it can cleanse hearts and elevate spiritual consciousness. By understanding this, Muslims are motivated to give generously, not only out of a sense of duty, but also as a means to attain spiritual purity and inner peace. Point 4. Cultivating empathy and compassion. Reading verses that speak about the plight of the poor, orphans, and those facing hardship instills empathy and compassion in the hearts of believers. The Quran reminds people of their shared humanity and the responsibility to care for one another. This point further emphasizes the spiritual and emotional benefits of charity in Islam. It highlights how reading verses about the struggles of the less fortunate can cultivate empathy and compassion within individuals. By understanding the suffering of others, Muslims are reminded of their shared humanity and the importance of caring for one another. This understanding motivates them to give generously and to support those in need, fostering a sense of solidarity and community. The Quran encourages believers to develop empathy and compassion by reminding them of their own vulnerabilities and the possibility of facing hardship themselves. By recognizing the interconnectedness of all human beings, Muslims are inspired to extend a helping hand to those who are less fortunate. Point 5. Combating inequality and poverty. The Quran encourages acts of charity as a way to reduce social and economic disparities. Believers are urged to support the less fortunate to create a more equitable society, making charity a powerful tool for positive change. This point underscores the social impact of charity in Islam. It highlights how giving can be a powerful tool to combat inequality and poverty. The Quran encourages Muslims to support the less fortunate to create a more equitable society. By sharing their wealth with those in need, believers can help to alleviate poverty and reduce social disparities. This understanding of charity as a means of social justice motivates Muslims to give generously and to support initiatives that aim to improve the lives of the marginalized. This perspective emphasizes the collective responsibility of Muslims to work towards a more just and equitable world. Point 6. Encouragement of generosity without expectation. The Quran promotes giving without seeking any return, recognition, or gratitude. This selfless approach to charity nurtures generosity that is motivated by the desire to please Allah and to contribute to the well-being of others. This point emphasizes the importance of giving selflessly and without expecting anything in return. The Quran promotes a selfless approach to charity, encouraging Muslims to give without seeking recognition, gratitude, or material rewards. By giving purely for the sake of Allah and the well-being of others, Muslims are able to cultivate a genuine spirit of generosity. This selfless approach to charity not only benefits the recipients but also enriches the giver's own spiritual life. The Quran encourages believers to give with a sincere heart and a pure intention. This mindset fosters a sense of humility and gratitude, as the giver recognizes that all blessings come from Allah and that they are merely stewards of their wealth. Point 7. Assistance in times of need. The Quran acknowledges that everyone faces challenges and that offering help is a means to relieve others' burdens. By encouraging timely acts of charity and mutual aid, it fosters a culture of caring, solidarity, and resilience within the community. This point highlights the importance of timely charity and mutual aid in Islam. The Quran recognizes that everyone faces challenges and hardships, and it encourages believers to help others during their times of need. By offering assistance, Muslims can alleviate the suffering of others and build stronger communities. The Quran promotes a culture of caring, solidarity, and resilience. By encouraging timely acts of charity, Muslims can respond effectively to crises, emergencies, and other situations of need. This fosters a sense of community and strengthens social bonds. Ultimately, the Quran's emphasis on timely charity and mutual aid reminds Muslims of their responsibility to care for one another and to work together to build a just and compassionate society. Point 8. Consistent giving, sadaqah. Beyond the obligatory zakat, the Quran encourages voluntary charity, or sadaqah, as an ongoing practice. Even small acts of kindness and generosity are valued, emphasizing that every contribution counts toward making a positive impact. This point highlights the importance of consistent and ongoing charity, known as sadaqah in Islam. While zakat is a mandatory form of charity, sadaqah refers to voluntary acts of giving, no matter how small. The Quran encourages Muslims to make sadaqah a regular practice, emphasizing that even small acts of kindness and generosity can have a significant impact. By giving consistently, believers can cultivate a habit of giving and develop a deeper sense of compassion and empathy. This concept of ongoing charity reinforces the idea that every individual has the potential to make a difference, regardless of their socio-economic status. By encouraging consistent giving, the Quran promotes a culture of generosity and solidarity, where everyone is encouraged to contribute to the well-being of others. Point 9. Spiritual growth and gratitude. The Quran links giving to spiritual growth and an increased sense of gratitude for one's own blessings. By reflecting on their blessings and using them to benefit others, believers develop gratitude toward Allah and appreciate their role in creating a compassionate society. This point underscores the spiritual benefits of giving in Islam. The Quran connects acts of charity to spiritual growth and an increased sense of gratitude. By reflecting on their own blessings and sharing them with others, Muslims develop a deeper appreciation for the blessings they have received from Allah. This practice of giving fosters a sense of gratitude and humility, as individuals recognize their dependence on Allah and their role in creating a compassionate society. By using their blessings to help others, Muslims are able to connect with their Creator and deepen their spiritual connection. Ultimately, the Quran encourages believers to give with a grateful heart, recognizing that their ability to give is a gift from Allah. By sharing their blessings, Muslims are able to experience the transformative power of giving and grow spiritually.